Okay, welcome to today's live session. Tonight, with me, I have Bowen, who is a very good friend of mine. We have known each other how long already? I think
I would say 8 years, at least around 8 years.
Close to 10 years already.
Yeah, close to 10 years.
So Bowen is a very, very good investor. So he actually learned from Mary Buffett, and he has his own school. He co-founded this company called Ultimate Investing, where he teaches people about investments, where to find value in the stock market, how to do investing, value investing. And he teaches what he learns from Mary Buffett to people all around the world. Okay, so he has students from UK, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Vietnam, the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, so today's topic is very, very special because a lot of friends have been asking me, whether Singapore Airlines, can buy or not, because oil price has been dropping, but nobody is traveling, and it's like historical low, the last time it was so low was after September 11, where everyone is scared to travel, but now everyone want to travel, cannot travel. So let's start with maybe the recent news that, SQ actually had this rights issue. Maybe Bowen, you can explain to us what the rights issue means, and how does it affect investors?
Okay, sure. I think what is interesting is, of course, SIA captured everybody's attention, partly because I think the share price has dropped significantly. So one of the reasons why the share price has dropped so much is because of this issue of the right. And what happened is that when a company actually issue right, basically they are getting more money from the investor. So the money actually comes from the people who originally already invested in SIA. So what happened is that right now SIA say, hey, I need more cash, and I want you guys to actually put in more money. But what happened is that I'm going to allow you to actually buy them at a much lower price. Okay, buy them at a much lower price. So that's one of the rights. So they're actually offering $3 per right issue. $3 per right issue. So if let's say originally you have 200 shares of SIA, so right now you can actually buy additional 300 shares at the price of $3. Okay, so that is a very attractive pricing, but as a result of that, because it kind of just pull down the price, because now there's a lot of people who actually owns the share who managed to come in at $3, so that creates the drop. And of course, something interesting about the rights issue is that they come up with another kind of rights, which is what we call the MCB, Mandatory Convertible Bond. So this is a very unique kind of bond. In the sense is that you lend SIA money for 10 years, right? You cannot get back anything. Then 10 years later, they will one-shot return you your capital plus interest. And one unique thing about this is usually, right, when you lend, let's say 10,000 to SIA, you expect them to pay you back in cash, let's say with interest, let's say 18,000 based on SIA. But in the case of SIA, you lend them money, they pay you back in terms of share. So they never pay you back in cash. So again, it's something that is quite unique even in the bond market. And that's basically what they're doing now to raise money.
Oh, very interesting. I didn't know about the fact that they're actually paying you back in shares instead of cash. Yeah. So the golden question right now, is it whether, because I just checked, SIA closed at $3.90. So is it a good time to enter, or would you recommend entering right now, or will you consider waiting, for the right price or the right time?
Okay, so I think before we even go to the price, I think for me is I will ask myself, would I actually invest in a business that is actually going downwards? Okay, it's actually going downwards. So actually this reminds me of High Flux. For example, if let's say High Flux today will still be trading, it could be trading at 10 cents or even 5 cents. But the thing is, do you really want to buy High Flux or not? Even though it could be like very, very low price. So that is the thing that I'm asking myself. Will SIA be potentially the next High Flux? All right, given what is going on. So even though the share price right now is 380, but first of all, when I invest in a company, two things I want to do. Number one, I want to make money. So two ways I can make money. Number one is the share price increase, and number two is this company give me dividend. So based on the current price, honestly, based on the business moving forward, it's going to be challenging. So will the company be able to be profitable subsequently and make more and more money? and that would of course raise the share price. That is the first concern. The second thing is when it comes to dividend, based on current situation, would SIA continue to distribute dividend? I don't think so, or at least they will reduce the dividend by quite significantly. So from that point of view, I actually hold my doubt when it comes to investing in SIA.
I see. So the bottom line is now is not a good time to enter SIA right now, because everyone is selling, and even Warren Buffett has actually sold all his airline stocks. So is it the general consensus that because Warren Buffett actually sold off all his airline stocks, so everyone is avoiding airline stocks right now?
I actually don't think so. I mean, to a certain extent, there is certain correlation because we know that the airline is one of the industry that was heavily affected during this COVID-19. But we know the airline industry on its own, it is a very competitive business. Okay, it is not easy to make money because anybody with money, they can actually come and say, hey, I want to open a fleet of airplanes, and then I started flying. So the barrier of entry is actually quite low. And secondly, it is highly fluctuative based on oil price. So when oil price goes up, the cost of operating an airline, the profit would actually drop. And of course, moving forward, we also know that the cost of buying all those airplanes is very, very expensive. Okay, so if you look at SIA based on a free cash flow, they are basically negative cash flow year after year after basically upgrading their planes, buying new planes. The cash flow is negative.
Oh, I see. So, in general, will you recommend SIA even if it's not at such a low price? So, which means now at a low price is not a good point to enter. So, do you personally even recommend investing in airlines in general, not just in this financial crisis time?
Personally, I will avoid. I mean, prior to this crisis, honestly, I do agree with what Warren Buffett do a few years back because the oil price was low at the point of time. If you look at the financial of all these airline company in US, it's actually doing very, very well. So they were making more and more money year after year. But we can see that from this one crisis, right? One crisis alone can easily wipe out 10 years of your profit. So it is just so uncertain. So that's why moving forward, like I said, even if the SIA or any of the airlines were to become profitable, we do not know when will the next COVID-20 or whatever comes, and it might be affected again.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, because like what I said, this is the lowest ever since 2001. So if you started in 2001, your whatever you make is just wiped up. Yeah, and if you bought later than 2001, whatever you made, you have made a loss already. So the next question is why SIA is very, very attractive to a lot of people right now. One thing is of course the rights issue, yeah, and secondly is because they believe that after COVID-19 is over, there's a very, very high chance that SIA price will increase because everyone is going to start traveling again. It's going to be safe for everyone to go traveling. More people will buy air tickets, more people will travel, and that will actually drive the share price up. So a lot of people are buying in or wanting to buy in right now, so that they can ride on this upward wave. When everything resumes back to maybe a new normal, I would say. So, what advice would you give people that are waiting, for this for the COVID-19 situation to actually die down?
Okay, cool. So yes, I do agree that now is actually a good opportunity to go into the market because relatively a lot of prices has been going down, including SIA, and that actually comes to my point as well. When there are so many options out there, so many other good companies that are at a discount, then again, if I have, let's say, a fixed amount of money, why do I want to put it into SIA? I can actually put it into, for example, I can put it into REIT. The REIT price has also dropped pretty significantly because of the COVID and things like that. But if you ask me, will they recover? Let's say we just talk about Capital Mall. After the thing, will you go to, let's say, any Capital Mall Plaza Singapore and you see the shops all empty? The thing is, it's not possible. Pretty much, I can tell you, it will still be at least 95 to 98% occupied. So again, when that happens, if you invested in Capital Mall or any of these companies right now, you will get not only capital gain, at the same time they are offering a dividend of about 6%. So you get the best of both worlds. So again, if I can only put into one or two companies, so there's so many options out there right now. That is why I would prefer to go for things that are relatively safer and with a proven track record.
Okay, I see. So I would say the conclusion, is actually to stay away from SIA or airline stocks in general. So if you have a pool of money, and you want to see whether it's a good opportunity, what are some good companies you can invest in, maybe try other companies, do your research on other companies rather than SIA. Am I right to say that?
Yes, I mean that would definitely be what I would recommend. But of course, there will be also another group whereby they already own SIA. Then they'll be like, hey, then should I sell it away or not? Okay, again, this is a hard choice. Will SIA recover? We never know. It could recover. The share price could recover. But do you think the share price of SIA will go back to $10? The thing is, I really doubt so. It will probably stay pretty low for quite some time. Even if you look at the MC, the mandatory convertible bond that they actually issue, right? So what happened is that they actually projected 10 years later, because they're going to give you back in share. So they actually say that 10 years later, the share amount will be based on this pricing of $4.84. So to a certain extent, I just find that this $4.84 is also something that they projected that at 10 years later, this would be pretty much a fair value that they feel will be reasonable. So can you imagine? From now until 10 years later, the share price, they value at $4.84. Hello. No offense. No offense. Yeah. Like I said, I prefer the air ticket. Yeah, just give me the SIA air ticket.
I do agree. I actually took my first SQ5 only this year. Then, wow, SQ very, very good. Maybe that has affected a lot of investors' decisions. So maybe let's say if you are not recommending SIA right now, other than CapitaLand, any other sectors or companies that you are actually looking at right now, let's say in the Singapore market?
Actually, I was doing this research on this company called Vicom. I'm pretty sure all of us would know. So again, you can look at the business, it's very, very stable. Irregardless of whether it's there COVID or not, you still need to go and service your car. And they actually dominate 70% of the car maintenance in Singapore. So Singapore, we have 600 over 1,000 cars. They maintain and service 400 over 1,000. So again, it's a very stable business. If you ask me, will it grow or not? Not much, but they are giving a dividend of about 4.8%. So which I compare it to the bank, that the bank interest rate right now, I'll say that right now it's actually quite a good pricing to actually enter.
So Vicom is another company that you will recommend, right?
Yeah, I would recommend, but I would say that I'm still waiting for price to go down even more.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are waiting for another drop. Yeah. So in general, I guess the next question will be, in general, how do you actually determine when is a good price to enter any particular stock? Is there a formula in place, or do you have a method that you craft out, to determine when is a good time to enter, and what price should you enter?
Yes. So of course, we as a Singaporean, we love to invest in dividend stock. So as a rule of thumb, I would say that for dividend stocks, we want to get a minimum of 5%. Right. Then of course, if you're investing into REIT, you want to actually get more. So you can go for 7% at minimum dividend for REIT. So you can actually use the dividend yield as one of the benchmark to determine. So for example, right now, Vicom is giving about 4.8%. So in order for it to hit 5%, the share price has to drop a little bit more. So yeah, that will be my entry price. When it drops a little bit more and the dividend yield goes to 5%, that will be my entry price.
I see. Yeah. So we have a question from Jin Wei. So he asked, second wave how? So which means, because everyone is afraid that maybe this rise is just temporary, because a reflection of the US market, because US after the big drop, they recover quite a bit. In fact, it's now almost back to pre-drop level already. So a lot of people are worried, will it go even further down or will it slowly recover? So how is this going to affect investors' mindsets, when to go in, or is there a second wave of dropping coming, or are we really recovering?
Okay, so that is where I would say that if you are investing for dividend, you don't really have to worry too much as long as the criteria fulfills it. Okay, let's say today I invested in Bicom and it gives me 5%. The thing is, like I said, the business is still operating, which means the company is still making money. So when you invest in it, they will still give you dividend when the time comes. So the share price is something that is fluctuative, but take this dividend as your pocket money. So as long as the pocket money comes in regularly based on what you are looking for, then I will say that it is good enough. I think very importantly is today, even if let's say I tell you to invest in this company, I'm pretty sure 100% you're not going to put all your money in and buy this company right now. So again, spread your capital into a few entry. Just go in with a portion of it first. If let's say there's a second wave, then you can go in again with your second entry.
Okay, so to answer Jun Wei's question, don't be worried so much about the second wave, because right now you are already buying at a relatively low price. Yeah, so even if let's say second wave come, keep some cash on hand. Don't all in right now. Keep some cash on hand. If let's say second wave really comes and it drops even further, you can slowly go in another time. And Great Singapore Sale on top of Great Singapore Sale. So I hope that answers your question. So I have finished up my pre-prepared questions already. Maybe we take some questions from the floor. If you have any questions you want to ask me or Paul with regards to investing, or SIA, because his advice is still to avoid SIA. If you really want to invest in SIA, do let us know why you want to invest in SIA, or when you think SIA is a good time to invest. Okay, so maybe we spend a good 2 to 3 minutes just to wait for questions, because I know there might be some lag time between when we speak and when you listen. Okay, so Paul, on your side, got any questions?
So far my side no question. Yeah, but on my Facebook Live, if you guys have any questions, please put a question in so that we will be able to answer. I think I have 18. Just now I saw about 24 people watching. So okay. Yeah, for the 18 of you, suddenly I say got 18 or suddenly drop. Now 15 already.
Another question. Any lobang on US market?
Any lobang on US market?
Yeah.
Okay, I think definitely there are a lot, especially right now. I would say that during this COVID-19, a lot of things have changed. We can see that everything is moving towards technology. So all the tech companies is booming. But we have to understand that, let's say today we talk about technology company. In order for you to support all this technology and the advancement in technology, there must be the infrastructure. So a few days back, I was talking about 5G and how moving forward 5G is going to be the bedrock or the infrastructure that is going to support the shift of the technology. So when it comes to 5G, there's so many companies that will benefit from it. Namely, we can talk about the infrastructure company, for example, company that do the Skyworks. I actually talked about this company called Skyworks. So basically, Skyworks manufacture this particular chip that is inside your phone so that you will be able to connect to 5G. So other than Skyworks, I'm sure that semiconductor industry, Qualcomm, Micron, all this semiconductor industry will also benefit from it. Other than that, I think technology company like Apple, maybe we talk about Google, or even Facebook. All this company moving forward, I would say that although the share price to many people might feel that it's already quite high, but I just find that 10 years later, if you look back, you will find that you will regret that 10 years ago you didn't actually go into all this company. So a lot of, especially tech company, I would say huge opportunity out there.
Yeah, this one I have to agree with Bowen that tech companies are very, very worthwhile investments in terms of I would say maybe mid-term, maybe might not be long-term. Yeah, but mid-term is a very, very good opportunity. In fact, our funds, the tech fund is actually making money compared to before the drop. Yeah, all the other funds have been dropping. Only tech fund has been making money. So a lot of tech companies, especially the US ones, Apple, Google, you see that they are actually doing very well despite this crisis. Yeah. So okay, another question. Jinwei asked, NVIDIA is a tech company. Okay, so their earnings are coming up. What is your take? NVIDIA. Are you aware of this company?
Yeah, and NVIDIA. Yeah, basically they do graphics lah.
Oh, they do.
Including like all the crypto and things like that, they are also involved in it. So the thing is, earnings, I honestly can't tell, because like I said lah, earnings is a bit of gamble. So yeah, sorry Jinwei, I can't really help that. But moving forward, I think if you invest for the long term, I think NVIDIA is definitely a company that you can look into lah. I think it's worth investing.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, one thing that I've learned through investing is that a lot of market sentiments, it does not reflect about the company's earnings or the company's profit margin and all that out there. Sometimes, I mean, most of the time they behave together. Yeah, but there are many times whereby maybe some bad news on the market or etc. The market actually might behave differently from the company, whether the company is doing well or not. So it's a bit hard to judge, whether this company share price will increase just because the earnings are good.
Yes, I think in the stock market it's always about forecast lah. So on my side, I have somebody asking, what do you think about Zoom? So I think, yeah, same thing. If you look at Zoom itself, again, the share price has went up a lot. So can the share price go up higher? Potentially, yes, because again, people are forecasting that they are going to have more numbers, the number of users. In fact, something interesting is that before COVID happened, Zoom had a daily subscriber of about 10 million. Okay, people using Zoom, and during the COVID it went up to about 200 million. I think subsequently went up to 300 million, so a 20 to 30 times increase in subscriber. But I also did share about this company Zoom. I just find that there is just so much competitor out there, like for example Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon. Is it Amazon? I know many companies, they are also going into this area, this particular sector. So it's a highly competitive. So moving forward in the long run, I just find that Zoom is hard to differentiate itself in this particular small sector lah. Yeah,
okay, thank you, Bowen. So maybe we wrap up, just the last few minutes to wrap up before we end this session. Yeah, so maybe we give the airtime to you, Bowen, maybe to introduce, because I know you have a Telegram chat about investments. Maybe I give you a bit of airtime, to talk more about your Telegram chat, and what people will stand to earn when they actually join this group chat.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, so basically for me, I actually have this Telegram whereby I actually share with people about Singapore stocks, like whatever we have discussed just now, everything is inside. I have a list basically with 30 companies that you can invest, not really you can invest in, but rather the STI. Then I tell you whether can invest or not. So every information is inside, and it's totally free when you actually join this Telegram. So how do you actually join? You can actually go to this link, t.me/ultimateinvestorsg. Okay, t.me/ultimateinvestorsg. We'll also put it in the comments subsequently, so you can just join and then just learn from there. I also have a weekly YouTube on a single stock. So every week I'll talk about 2 companies, one Singapore, one US. So you can follow me on Ultimate Investing, this YouTube channel, and then every week I'll be able to share with you 2 stocks. All right. Then maybe for Mickey also, because I have 20 over people over here, maybe you just share also, like what do you do and like what you have been doing so far during this COVID.
Okay, so hello Bowen's friends. Yeah, so basically I do a live session every single night at 9 p.m. Yeah, so I talk mainly about relationship and money. So because I do a lot of financial planning for couples, so I provide a lot of relationship tips, investment tips, financial planning tips. So every single night, 9 p.m. I'll be on Facebook Live, to talk more about tips. One of the most well-received one was how to increase your confidence. The 3 layers of confidence. What are they? How do you improve, and how do you get more and more confident? By planting little seeds of what I call little seeds of confidence inside yourself, you know. And also I have upcoming 2 courses. If you are a scuba diver, I have an upcoming webinar for underwater photography. I'm inviting 2 world famous photographers, you know, and that's for scuba divers. Then for those that do a lot of presentations, be it for work or for live, you know, I have a presentation webinar on the presentation secrets of Steve Jobs. Okay, Steve Jobs is one of the best presenters the world has ever seen. And I did an analysis. I read a book about how he actually engages his audience, how he plans his slides, you know. And I'll be conducting a webinar just to share with you the presentation secrets of Steve Jobs, how he managed to capture the crowd, how he becomes so charming on stage, and how you know. And the answer is not because he's Steve Jobs. Okay, he has these little tips and tricks that he actually uses in his presentations. He's actually a very introverted person. He's an IT nerd one, but he managed to convert himself to, you know, this world-class presenter using a lot of these kind of tips and tricks. So if you are interested, you know, just do hit me up, drop me a DM. The webinars will be free of charge. Okay.
Oh wow, free of charge. Okay, I love this 3 word, man, free of charge. So for those of you who are on my Facebook, if you want to attend, you know, Mickey webinar on underwater videography, also on the presentation by Steve Jobs, just comment I want free webinar, okay, in the comments below, and then subsequently once the link is out, I will actually send it to you guys, the link. Okay, so that's from me.
Okay, so I think there are no more questions for either of us.
Yep,
okay, so with that, yeah, so thank you so much, Bowen, for being my first ever guest appearance, guest star.
Thanks for inviting also. Thanks for inviting.
Yeah,
happy to be here.
Yeah, so usually, you know, why I invited Bowen, because one thing, he's a very, very experienced investor. And also I believe in this kind of collaboration, because if I have one idea, you have one idea, we combine together, both of us have 2 ideas. Yeah, so this is something that I really believe in. So I believe in a lot of collaborations, you know, helping each other and making it a win-win situation. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of today's live session. If you have any other question, you can drop either me or Bowen DM. Yeah, we will be very, very happy to answer, you know. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Yeah, and for those that are interested in my live sessions tomorrow, see you tomorrow again at 9 p.m. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you, Bowen. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye-bye.